Yo, what's up, everybody? Good afternoon. We are about to attack one of my favorite subjects. We do have a video about Cloze already, but I've been using it for close to 2 years now, or maybe just over 2 years. And so I've legitimately seen our business grow, and I can attribute tons of the growth to using Cloze. And so I really wanted to readdress this video and make it streamlined, quicker for you guys to see, and also just kind of go over some analytics for you to hopefully show you the benefits or the power of Cloze. Okay, so let's get going in there. All right, I want to first start with the end in mind, right? The question you should be asking is like, why should I use Cloze? What benefits do Cloze give me? What tools, or why should I even care about Cloze? How can this increase my business? So if you've listened to anything from like Tom Ferry or other real estate gurus that you've seen across the internet, lately they're all talking about more conversations. And more conversations equal more deals. And you've seen that in many people that talk about real estate or just business in general. But it is so true in real estate because a word of mouth referral is usually way better than any of the cold referrals or cold business that we could get. Now, I'm not discounting cold business, but the referral based business, those don't shop around. They got your name from somebody like at work, and then they solidified that you're the realtor. Cloze helps you build those relationships and maintain the relationships that you already have. So more conversations equal more deals. That's what I've been saying from the beginning of this video, and what you've heard from other gurus across the internet and across anywhere that you've either gone to a class or anything like that. So we're going to look at some analytics real quick. These are how my analytics look, and I'm going to show you how to utilize Cloze. I'm going to show you how to set it up. This is going to be a full tutorial all about how Cloze works and how quickly you can get started. Okay, so first up, let's just look at the weekend review. So this provides you analytic tools so you can say, this is where I'm at, this is where I want to go, and it kind of gives you a roadmap towards that. So you can see there's 15,000 people in my Cloze contact list currently. When I very first started 2 years ago or so, I probably had 1,400. Excuse me. So you can see I've done 10 times more people, or put 10 times more people into my network, which is unreal, right? This is probably unmanageable at this point, but it's just something that I'm working and grinding through. So you may or may not ever get to this, or you may get to it, but you've already figured out a better system to manage how to do Cloze with that many people. So when you find that, let me know so I can do mine better. Okay, the real goal that I want to make sure that we have this end in sight or end in mind when we're starting this video, so that you can kind of see that as a goal, is down here in templates. And I'm just going to go to lifetime. So you can see these templates that I've used here. The one that I want to show you is this open rate over here. Any of you that have done an email marketing campaign or sent emails to people that was a drip campaign, you know that the open rate is very low. You guys have all been recipients on the receiving end where you're like, yep, I got this drip email from so-and-so. I didn't even open it, or I saw the subject line and discarded it. So we've all been there. I know exactly how that feels. I know exactly those kind of feelings towards being the recipient on that. So what I've designed here are templates that you guys can use, and I can help you write them. But the main goal I want you to see here is to have a drip marketing campaign that's successful. You need to have it so people are opening those emails from you. This open rate is very high. So if you look at just raw numbers from other email drip marketing campaigns, they're very low. So if you can keep yours much higher, of course, more eyeballs see you, more people see you as a realtor, and more people will inherently remember you as their realtor so they can bring you a referral or themselves, right? Okay, so that's the main point there. These analytics show you that you can have very high open rates through these templates. Next up, I'm going to show you activity levels. I'm going to show you lifetime activity levels. This is what I always like to show people when I get them started on Cloze very first day is look at this trend here, right? 2012. This is when I first had a Google or a Gmail account, so that's why it only goes back to that. I could load some other email accounts, but it would just be trash from like high school and stuff, and I don't need any of those. Okay, so you can see 2012, I started a Gmail account. Here's 2014. Those of you that know me pretty well, or if you don't know me all that well, it's okay. I moved back here to Utah to start real estate with my mom in 2014. We were doing awesome. You can see I thought I was communicating really, really well. On this graph, you can obviously see my efforts were very minimal at best. But we were closing homes. I thought I was doing well in the communication department, and it seemed like things were going well. However, when I got Cloze at the end of 2018, it was like September or so, you can see my productivity level jump. And then you can see it jump even more in 2019. And now you can see in 2020, I'm still on an upward trend. What I like illustrating here is this tool specifically gives you the ability to have more conversations. It will prompt you, hey, reach out to so-and-so so that you can have that conversation. This is by far the most powerful tool that we have on our real estate staff. And this is the one that I really believe that if everybody on our team was utilizing this daily, you would all become as successful as you can become, and pretty rapidly. You couldn't not become successful using this because it forces you to have conversations with people. I don't care who you are, this will help you become successful, and I don't want to say I guarantee it, but I haven't seen anybody utilize this and not be successful. So take it for a grain of salt if you want. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox about that. But this literally shows you how you can have more conversations and push you to more deals. That's just the nature of this game. More people that see your emails, the more people can click on your links, the more people you can gather in Home Scout, the more people you could run a CMA for. It goes on and on and on, right? Just more eyeballs on you, and that's what you want. Okay, so that's the end in mind. More conversations, more deals, more success, more money, right? Money always comes when you're doing stuff in the right way. So you build your business on success, and you'll find money. Okay, so that's the analytics side. That's what it looks like. I really wanted to show you that right off the first part here so that you can understand why I'm so passionate about Cloze and why I'm so passionate about everybody becoming successful using it, because this can really help you become successful. All right. Now, when you very first get Cloze, let's jump into your settings. So you'll have your account. You can do two-step authentication if you need. None of this other stuff is really anything you'll need. Never set up this My Team button. It will merge Fitness Realty and everybody on the team's phone books together. It just really gets crazy when we're trying to peel them apart. So just don't ever set up a team. It gets crazy, so don't use that. Then your subscription, of course. You can see I'm on the Business Platinum. Business Platinum's like $4.95 a year. I feel like this is an exceptionally powerful tool for very minimal money. I wish our board dues were down a little bit because I feel like they don't really provide as much as I would want them to. Cloze is providing me with more business, and I feel like $4.95 is a great price. So you could get a lower version of this platform. It just won't come with some of the tools that are in Business Platinum, which if you were between $100 extra for Business Platinum and some of the lower versions of this, I would say just get Business Platinum, but you guys can each make up that decision for yourself. All right, connected accounts. This is where you can add all the accounts that you'd ever want to add so that they're all merged. They're all or not merged, but they're all pulling information into Cloze like contacts, right? This is how I've gained a lot of contacts. Okay, connect your accounts. Contact sync, you'll never need to use this. Every time you open it on a website, it refreshes the contact sync, so you never need to use this. API keys, you'll never need to use this either. It's just a version if you wanted to collate this or merge this with another platform, you could have an API key running in the background. I've never felt the need to use that, so if you find something you like, let me know and maybe I'll do that. All right, mail settings. You just want to make sure that you click in mail settings and make sure that your Fitness Realty email is being used, so that way it looks professional when it comes from your email. Calling notes and maps, I never need to use that. Notifications, I never use that. It's set up very, very good right now. Lists, I never make any lists. I do everything single individual so that the conversations can really flow for each person. Display and layout, if you find a way you like to have it displayed, you can mess around with that. The very first options are pretty good anyways, but tweak it to make it feel like you. Matching, I've never needed to use this either. Work week and locale, you want to, it won't let you actually take or work 7 days in a row, so you have to take a day off. I just have mine for Sunday. And then keep in touch. You want your keep in touch set up, but right here as the keep in touch, you don't really need this to be very accurate because I'm going to show you where each person and each group gets their own individual keep in touch time frame. So you could just put 2 weeks if you wanted to, just to make sure that everything's kind of set up for you. Smart suggestions, let the computer do all the smart suggesting. I didn't change any of these, so I feel like the computer is going to do a better job of suggesting new contacts for me, so I left it normal. Accounting and compliance, we don't use any of that. People and companies, let's skip that. We're going to come back after I finish the end of the settings. Deals, I never track any of the deals through Cloze, right? Because .loop tracks all of our deals. Excuse me. Custom fields, I never use that either. If you feel like you really dive into Cloze, there are ways that you could set them up like, okay, now this person's a hot client, then I can move them to the next thing and it'll automatically do custom fields for you. I don't do any of that because I track all my deals on .loop anyways, and I don't really categorize people that way through Cloze, and I'll show you why it is the way I set it up and why that actually means anything to me. Activity measures, I've never used anything in here either. Import, export, never needed those. Of course, you can get these side ancillary apps for whatever phone or platform you're on. And I really recommend getting Cloze on your phone so it syncs your text messages and your contacts from there. So it just makes it so that you can have messaging and things all wrapped up into one. And then you just have the help tutorials down here. So let's go back to people and companies. When you very first start, it'll have all these like lit up so you can utilize all of them. I've gone through about 3 or 4 iterations of Cloze, determining how I liked it to be set up. And this is the one that I've kind of like morphed to, and it's lasted the longest, and I feel like I would need something really big for me to change how I'm doing things right now, because this just makes sense and it's very, very simple. So what I recommend is when you very first open your Cloze account, turn each one of these gray. So you just go in, click the gear, it would be lit up. I would uncheck it and turn it to gray so that it's not being used. So I would do that with every single category, even the ones that are personal segments. So the reason why I do that is so that you don't have so many categories for individuals. It's much, much easier to use Cloze if you have less group settings. And I would almost even get rid of a few of these in here. Maybe I would get rid of maybe friends, and I would just merge friends with acquaintances to like people I know or something like that. So there are a lot of things you could do to even tweak this, but I feel like 4 categories are pretty good. Now, let me break down why I use 4 categories. Think about your categories in how close somebody is in relativity or in relation with you. So let's say you're in the middle, and then your inner sphere is next, and then you have friends just outside of that, and then you have acquaintances right outside of that. Acquaintance for me is anybody I can look at their name and know who they are. That could mean so many different things for you, so that's all good. That could be work people, it could be whatever. And then outside of acquaintances is everybody else, or everyone else, or cold leads, or whatever you want to call them, right? This is just way outside of where you're at. Now, the reason why I like to set them up like this is because the further we go outside of that circle, the less frequent I want to make the contact with them, because they'll probably say, who is this guy, and then unsubscribe from my emails. But if they're only getting it like once a quarter, maybe it's something that looks interesting, but not flagrantly marketing in their face. So maybe they'll just stay and look at my emails. Likewise, your inner sphere, the people right next to you, it's okay to bombard them with stuff like, hey, reach out to them and say hi, chit chat with them, right? Maintain that relationship, keep it strong. I'm not saying like hammer them down with an email every day, but I'm just saying your inner sphere isn't going to say no to you saying hi like once a week, or, keeping that relationship strong. So you can see how I've kind of set it up in a methodical way of how frequently I want to talk to people. Now, I'm going to click on inner sphere just so you can see. I have them set up for every 2 weeks. Everybody on the team is set up into this inner sphere because you guys are my inner sphere along with my family. So you guys share the same inner sphere platform because I really want to culture that relationship with each one of you. But you get something from me every 2 weeks. Cloze reminds me, hey, you haven't talked to so-and-so for 2 weeks. Then I'm like, well, where have they been? What are they up to? Can I help? Like, how can I help you grow your business? So you can definitely see I've set that up so that I'm reaching out and seeing how you're doing once every 2 weeks, hopefully. Sometimes this gets a little backed up on my past dues, and you'll see that a little bit later. But I try to do my best to make sure that you see me, hear from me, or receive something from me every 2 weeks. So does my family and my inner sphere, right? Okay, so inner sphere, 2 weeks. Friends, something every month, right? If I loaded my friends category, it's just not very deep. Most of my friends are on the team, so that's how it goes. I don't know. Maybe I just love to hire my friends and help them grow businesses too. But you can see I have it as 1 month, so that's longer than 2 weeks, of course. So you can see it. I'm lengthening the amount of cycles before I actually reach out to them. Acquaintances, every 45 days, so it's a little bit further out, right? I know who they are when I look at their name. They get something from me every 45 days. And then everyone else is whoever else in Cloze. Cloze does a really good job of putting new people in your network. And so when I have no clue who they are, I definitely introduce myself and say hi, but I'm not like daily marketing to them. Like, that just would be terrible. So they're on once a quarter. Once a quarter, they'll see something from me, and if they like it, sweet. Maybe they'll say something. If not, maybe they'll just delete it. But it's more rare for them to completely delete me and say they don't want any more contact when they're on a 90-day interval. So I really like the 90-day. You can set these up to be whatever you'd like. So feel free, create your own groups and your own communicating time frames. Okay, so I only have 4 categories. So you can literally see I only have inner sphere, friends, acquaintances, and everybody else. That makes it easier for me to know where to put people in as a segment or as a group. Excuse me. Okay. So once you've got your settings all the way completely done, you'll go over to people to start, and you'll find your people. You won't have any groups set up yet, right? Nobody's in a group. So right now I'm going to go over to the funnel. I'm going to click more, and I'm going to go scroll down to no segment. When I click that, that means that all of these people are not in a category yet or a group, like inner sphere, acquaintances, everybody else. They're not in a group yet. So let's say Jimmy Baker, for instance. It's a brand new contact to Cloze. I'm not sure who Jimmy Baker is right now. The name sounds familiar, but I'm not sure. So I would come over here and I would say, okay, I'm going to mark them active. And then I'm going to click on other and put them in everybody else. Now you can see Jimmy was removed from this list because I moved him into a category. So now instead of no segment from the filter, he's in a segment, which is everybody else. Okay, now this is where I can illustrate why I only have 4 categories and how I make it more simplistic. So you can see everybody has active, potential, lead, inactive, and lost. That's 5 subcategories. So in everybody else, I could have 5 subcategories. So if you took that out, I have 4 regular categories. Each of them have 5 subcategories. So now I have 20 categories that people could be in. That makes no sense to me. That's too many. That's just too much to try to maintain. So what I do is I make sure that I use whatever group they're going to be in, and then I only use active. When I only use active, now I've legitimately or honestly taken 20 categories into 4, because I have active, everybody else, active, inner sphere, right? So there's only 4 categories. This makes it super easy for you to handle, makes it super easy to think about, makes it easy for you to communicate with other people. This just makes life better, okay? Having less is more and way more streamlined. So you can see, I just moved him to everybody else. I gave him a segment or a category, and he was removed from this list. I would do that with every single person that's in my list, right? Categorize them as you see fit, moving them to the category that you would like, and how frequently you want to communicate with them. Once you've done that, then you can go to your agenda. Today, it would have said keep in touch, like right about here, and then a list of people that I needed to keep in touch with. Since I've already done mine for the day, I'm going to use the next 7 days. It would look like this. Keep in touch. And then you'd have a group of people ready for you to communicate with. You can see Lisa got something from me 44 days ago. She's ready to be moved up onto the keep in touch, which I guess is coming tomorrow. So I click on that. I can see every email I've sent. Lisa might not be a great one. She hasn't opened any of my emails, but you can see in email marketing, of course, you're sending out way more than are actually getting opened all the time. That it's just a numbers game, right? All of this is just a system for you to get more conversations going. So once I click on Lisa, I know I'm about to send the next template. I would click on email. I would see the last template I sent started with a J. I have all my templates set up with letters so I can know exactly where they're at. So the next one I'm going to send her is the letter K. Here is the template. Pretty easy. I can help you write these templates. That way you don't have to rewrite everything. It's super, super fast. And then I just hit send. Away that goes. Lisa's moved back and off of that keep in touch, and so she won't come up again until 45 days or whatever she's set up to. The nice thing here is it just keeps conversations flowing for you and keeps you on other people's minds because they get to see you more frequently, right? That's the name of the game. I'm going to try to stop saying that this entire video now, but really and honestly, This just helps you have more conversations. So anyway, you can see exactly what I did there. Click, template, send, done. Move on. You can do 10 to 15 of these in like 4 minutes while you're on break at work or wherever you are. Just click, click, click on your phone or click, click, click on the computer. Very simple. So I've always said that I hate training, door knocking, and cold calling. But somebody brought to my attention that this is legitimately like door knocking and cold calling. And I said, well, you're right. But I can do 150 in like an hour. And for you to knock 150 doors, that might be 3 days worth. I don't know. I've never knocked that many doors. So somebody, you could tell us how long that takes. This just makes it faster, like lightning fast compared to walking and talking and knocking on doors. So, okay, that's how you keep in touch with everybody. So after you've done your keep in touch for the day, then you could check on your past due. Sometimes I get behind and my past due keeps just piling up, so then I try to clear out the past due before I do the ones for today. Here's a little cool thing. You can see all the people that have opened it, right? People have opened my emails that I've been sending them. This is awesome. I never really track this other than in the analytics, but it is fun to see who's opened it, when they opened it, where they opened it, stuff like that. Case in point, you can kind of see this. Nope, it's not right there. Sorry. It is right here. So you can see she opened it one time, and this was the one that I sent like a couple months ago or back in July. So she opened it in August, but she still opened it. So this is awesome. All I'm saying is that this is very useful and very easy to do. All right. Let me see if I've covered everything. I'd say we've gone over settings. Last follow-up. Once you've done your keep in touch for the day and you've gotten all your past dues done, none of this other stuff matters. It's all good. Only worry about the keep in touch. But at least maybe once a week, maybe once every other week, click on people, go to the funnel, click on more, scroll down, click on no segment, and click out in the middle of the white space. That way, when Cloze is giving you new people to follow up with, you can see I have a ton to follow up with. I don't even know where half of these new names came from. Cloze is just filtering through information and adding people to your network. Just once a week, go in, see the new people, categorize them, right? Like, let's take David Senior for instance. I click on active. I click on other, I click on everybody else, and away he goes from the list of people, and I move on, right? Just categorize people and move on. Eventually, those people end up over here in your keep in touch, and then you just keep going through the cycle. Okay, I know this is a very long video. 28 minutes is a really quick time for me to give you the down and dirty on Cloze. I really want to make sure that you understand that this is very, very powerful. If this was the only tool you were going to use and no other marketing, this would help you become successful. All right. That's it about Cloze. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you've gotten something out of this. I am TJ McClellan, broker of Fitness Realty. I love you guys, and I know we can grow business together, and I hope that this coming year, magic happens for you, and you become more successful than you've ever thought of, and we all do it together. All right, laters, and have a good afternoon.